Well, we admit it. We goofed up, but we're going to try to do better, and we've got some tips to help you
help us
do better.
Everybody.
Coming up after this.
Hi, everybody. I'm Judy.
And I'm Jim, and welcome to It's a Highway Vlog, where you get to travel the country with us, and you don't even have to leave the combine.
So while you're taking the easy way out and not having to shuck all that corn,
don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that little notification bell
ring,
so
ring.
you don't miss anything. We are at the Love's truck stop here in Floyd, Iowa, and we're here for the evening. We have a load that picks up nearby here tomorrow, and we head over to Wisconsin and unload tomorrow afternoon. So it's another one of those short one-day runs that we sort of seem to find ourselves running a lot of. So
which is all right.
We unloaded in St. Louis this morning, and then we got to drive back up here, which is funny because we actually drove down this road last night from Minnesota. And so, interestingly enough, this little highway is called the Avenue of the Saints.
And why is it called the Avenue of the Saints?
Because it runs from St. Louis, Missouri to St. Paul, Minnesota.
Ooh.
And there's a couple little saints along
I
the
can't
way.
remember because you were saying it.
Yeah, so it mainly follows US 61 up into northern Missouri, and then US 218, Interstate 380 to Iowa City, and then on up here. So we're setting off of US 218 and 18 right now at a little Love's
I think
truck
so.
stop.
I just drove here. I don't remember.
I could tell her she's in Wisconsin now, and she would believe me. So.
I would believe you,
Yeah.
because I didn't pay attention.
So that's what we're doing right now. Judy and I got to talking today, and it's one of those things you hate to admit, but we goofed up over the week. We let ourselves indulge a little bit while we were at home.
A little?
A little bit. Stepped on the scales, and it's going the wrong direction. This thing lies.
No,
Wow.
it doesn't right now.
Maybe it doesn't. I wish it would.
And that's not everything, but yeah, it showed us our true colors.
Well, I know my true colors says that it shouldn't, say that. So anyway, we got to talking, and I know that going home for Thanksgiving break, which a lot of us are getting ready to do, and we're getting ready to go home again. So two
For
Thanksgivings.
another Thanksgiving.
Yeah, might have to buy a larger capacity scale. And so Judy sort of came up with, this is her, not me, because, I wouldn't do that. But she came up with like 3 tips to help us contain our voracious, whatever word.
Voracious. Nice word.
I have a thesaurus in the truck. Believe it or not.
Look that one up.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Our appetites, and maybe not eat so much, and maybe come back out on the truck and not have to worry about getting an overweight ticket. So,
well, I have a problem because when I go home, when I cook, and when I'm cooking, I taste everything, and when I'm at home, I cook very differently because I have people who love certain traditional items we've always had that are less than okay for you unless you eat small portions, which is never the case at Thanksgiving dinner. So I eat, as I'm cooking to make sure everything tastes good. And then, of course, I have to have my portions for dinner, too. So.
And she's very, very thorough and tastes everything 7, 8, 10 times.
So, anyway, but that's not you at all, right? So, but we,
No.
anyway, so that's where part of me has to stop eating while I'm cooking.
So, number 1.
Number 1, it kind of entails a couple of different things. Is one, at our family, we have these big, huge plates that are, multi-compartmentalized and for many different things. Choose a smaller plate, get the things that you want, just little dabs of everything, instead of one big helping of this and helping of that, because you don't want to miss out on the things that you really like to eat over Thanksgiving, because then it feels like a deprivation, instead of what you really like to eat.
And I'll tell you how to get around that. Make more trips.
Whatever. And as Jim pointed out earlier, he just said make more trips.
Wait, is this number 2?
No, this is not number 2. You said
Number
to get
1.
1 plate.
1 plate.
That was your suggestion, and then you just turned around and told everybody to go multiple times.
I still have 1 plate.
You're right, 1 plate, multiple. Anyway, you're not being very helpful.
Pro level, right there. Pro level tips.
Pro level tips. Anyway, another thing is to choose healthier options. Which I'm not sure about any of you, but there's not a whole lot of healthier options at our dinner tables. We might have some fruit and veggies and those kind of things, but everything else is wonderfully homemade. German bread, everything that you can think of besides the turkey and dressing.
Yeah, keto's not a thing.
We did make some couple keto recipes.
Yeah, we did.
Last time, but by the way, there's a coffee pumpkin cake that I made, which is really good for keto.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
And gluten-free.
Gluten-free
and I can eat it.
And good, and it's a good keto recipe for those of you who want that. But anyway, I digress.
Number 2.
Number 2 is possibly, well, like I said, choose healthier options. That was number 2. Healthier options, or bring healthier options to the dinner. If you're one who isn't doing all the cooking, and maybe it's like our next family get-together is going to be a potluck. So we can take those healthier options with us so that we have something to choose from. But choose healthier options.
Right. Like in my case, I actually have to take foods with us that are gluten-free, or else I won't eat, because I guarantee there's gluten in everything.
Right, and if anybody knows, the turkey gets stuffed with
Dressing.
Stuffing.
Yeah.
And usually includes bread that includes gluten. So we have to find ways away. We have to find ways around that. This last week we fixed some cornbread dressing, which was gluten-free. So anyway, and the number 3 is is to get a little bit of exercise. And I don't know about anybody else's households, but usually after Thanksgiving dinner, there's usually football, and there's usually every recliner, couch, floor space in the area is
occupied by
everybody.
By the male population, especially.
Everybody watching football with their eyes closed in most cases, because they have eaten so much that they are exhausted and can't keep their eyes open for football. So anyway, just thought exercise, and if your family's like ours, we have kids that are around, and you just get up and play with the kids. That's a lot of exercise too.
Go out and throw a football with the kids. Yeah. Get off the couch.
Go play a game of football. We used to do that at our Berkside. We used to go outside and play football, and we had plenty of people to do that with. So you may see one of those videos coming up with my side of the family. That's huge. But anyway, so 3 tips: smaller plates, smaller portions, choose healthier for the second option, and get out and take a walk, exercise, bring some people with you, go talk to family members, not stuff your face, or play games. Clear the table and play some games. Yeah. Card games or the lottery game in our case. We like to do that at our house. But
So there's our Judy's 3 tips for a healthier Thanksgiving, or a more...
So you don't gain 10 pounds over Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know, a couple, or stay the same.
What's the fun of that?
Anyway, so the point of this whole thing is we goofed last week,
Right.
but we don't want to continue. And it's the holidays. Let's just keep doing it, and we'll get past
we have
it
to get
after
back
the
on
holidays.
track. I've got to meet my goals, and we just have to improve and get back on it. I mean, it's okay, I guess, for one day, because it literally was one day with us. Because we hopped right back in the truck and left.
Yeah, we left Sunday afternoon.
But we will try better.
Yes, and that's all we can do.
Yes.
And here's another thought, and this helps me when we're out.
Bonus tip.
Yeah. Here we go with the bonus tips. Pray before your meal and thank God for what you have and what you are able to eat, because of what He has blessed you with. And also to remember those who are not as fortunate as you are, and that can't have Thanksgiving dinner, and who do not have the overabundance of food that we have.
Right.
That, for me, not necessarily everybody, but for me, it makes me step back and say, hey, whoa, there are people here that around that do not have what I have, and I need to make better choices.
So we'll try to make better choices. So if you like content like this, or even if you don't, click the like button and subscribe to our channel if you would please, and click the little notification bell.
Ding, ring, ding.
Yeah. And
Ding-a-ring-a-ling.
We'll see you all in the next video.
So long, everybody.
Good night.